She wondered what life would be like if she was born at a different time, a time before him or a time after him. What a gift it is to be alive at the same time, she thought. She would never say these words to him, for she knew they would only be received as a plea for affection, but she would say them to herself because she believed them to be true. He was no longer speaking to her, but he was surely still speaking about her. The two were no longer in love, but now just two strangers in a grocery store, strangers in separate aisles, completely unaware that their former lover was just 3 rows away. Two strangers with an abundance of beautiful memories. He would continue to search for love in other men and women. She would decide to be alone. But in this moment, as one looked through bruised vegetables and the other looked for the right brand of buttermilk bread, they both had hope that their soulmate was out there. What a gift it is to be alive at the same time, she thought, as she passed by an aisle and saw a familiar face. He would die 4 years before her, and she would live to see his wife remarry. She would be invited to the wedding, for she would be friends with the new husband. As the ceremony would begin, she would go outside and smoke a pack of cigarettes. What a gift it is to be alive at the same time, she would think, as she looked at his soulmate, now ready to marry another. But for now, she was just grocery shopping, because she needed to plan for her future without him. As she passed the aisle that he was in, she whispered to herself, "Let me be your violent smile. That's what I need."
Special at a very young age, but maybe we're not. I know I believed every television commercial until my work ethic rots. The internet prepared me for a world of fantasy where fear of adversity eliminated diversity. And I need an audience just to have an original thought. And I tried to get right with God so many times, doesn't feel right anymore. So put the salt of the world in these wounds and blind me with the light. Let me see this pain in a systematic brain, so I still have some fight. The lover in my heart says it's okay to break. Be vigilant, cause vigilance is something I can take. The fight that's in my heart says love can't be made. You said loving me is such a pensive way to let yourself break. She said love isn't always fun, so it's hard to commit. Darling, just sleep on your stomach so you don't choke on your vomit. Getting it in your lungs, it's the only way you can still say we're in love. You said you would never lose a man who had to use a paycheck to make you break. He said we'll use the next one to get rid of your scars, but you said you wanted to keep them, cause you're beautiful that way. And if it's right with God, it's right with me. I'll see we're shaming, darling. The lover in my heart says it's okay to break. Be vigilant, cause vigilance is something I can take. The fight that's in my heart says love can't be made. You said loving me is such a pensive way to let yourself break. And God, I love you, and I hope to make sure you remember my name. So take these memories and make me feel sane. I've pushed everyone I love away, and it hurts to say, but I deserved to break. Just sleep on your stomach so you don't choke on vomit. When it fills up your lungs, it's the only way you can still say we're in love. Say we're in love. even if you're being dishonest. I was dishonest when I said you were better than what I lost. I'm not proud of the things I've done, but I'm proud of the person that I can become. Cause somewhere between day one and now, I tried to chase a popular sound. I tried to chase a comfort for those around. But when the show ends, we're sleeping on hardwood beds, praying to God we find out if we got the support slot or not, that can make or break our sound in the end. Hoping we can move into another market rather than the one that made us, rather than the one that changed us. So we want to take a detour and change behavior and make more, find our faces on the fader and pitchfork, and digress even more. What did you expect from me? It's hard to be this honest with my heart on my sleeve. Where do I go? What can I be? Nothing equals nothing, this did nothing for me. Hoped our rebellion would look like rebellion rather than what it is, a target for millennials to put their faith in. But I'm proud to say we made some people look into themselves rather than the evil. And I'll always thank the ones who trusted me enough to join me on this journey. Even the ones who didn't stick around, I'm still grateful for the ones who would help shape the sound. Now I just need to thank God for this forgiveness. What did you expect from me? It's hard to be this honest with my heart on my sleeve. Where do I go? What can I be? Nothing equals nothing, this did nothing for me. What did you expect from me? It's hard to be this honest with my heart on my sleeve. Where do I go? What can I be? Nothing equals nothing, this did nothing for me. Now I can thank God for the idea of forgiveness. And I can thank God that I'm still in this, cause I love the idea of a future. Cause though it never comes, it's somehow always happening. And every moment that I'm not asleep is a moment where I think maybe I should have just finished it up and gotten that degree. Cause mom, I made it. I just wish I would have learned something. Cause now this emptiness haunts me. The first time I met Sarah, she said that if I wanted to ever be an artist someday, I would have to learn how to dig deep inside myself and create something of expression. I remember telling her I already sold 10,000 records and I felt like I'd put in enough time to at least call myself an artist. And she said that creating entertainment and creating art are very different things. And she said the only way that you can really create art is if it's honest expression of something. You can't express yourself if you don't know who you are. And I was upset that she said that, but there was still a part of me that was inspired. And looking back on the experience of creating music and putting everything I can into it, I've learned that it wasn't worth losing the ones I had to get here. And so she challenged me to write a poem about the things I wish I knew how to say, and that's what this poem is, a response to that. I guess we can take shortcuts in the darkest corners, because the highest earners scale the mountain with the quickest in the thick of it, and I would give up any of it to slow down, because maybe the sound won't be quick, but we can at least make it painless. And this game is the distribution of weight, angles, lights, trying to be a star while getting hit by comets and vomit what you eat to keep down the negative YouTube comments. The the spotlight isn't part of the skill set that feels dealt or void of cohesive thought. When this love gives a lot and takes very little, it's brittle. So you have to love what you do and stay true and find the right formula to not be bothered by the side effects. Hide your legs, hide your neck, hide your tears and hide your fears, and pretend I'm the fearless leader you want me to be. Because without this fake personality, I would be performing in the streets. Watching friends turn enemies, or even worse, distant memories, or even worse, love turned to apathy with a voice in my head whispering, this is the price you have to pay if you want to sell anything. And no doubt any of us would sell out if only somebody was offering. It's not about the art, it's about the swallowing, it's about the hollowing, it's about the empty vessel you want me to be so I can record at record speed. And I'm sorry, but to me it doesn't mean anything. So please don't give up on love, and don't let your hopes fall up, and don't throw up every time you think about what you could be. Because the hope was real, and everything we feel is a legitimate experience. I just wish you didn't put your faith in me.
Bank notices or selfishness, alcohol or somebody's death or somebody's words. By birth or by choice, we will all someday find ourselves shaking and barefoot before our lives collapsing. Our homes lying like dry bones in heaps of plaster and broken beams. Despair can root us there, let us calcify our bodies stunted into a petrified forest, poisoned and frozen by tragedy. Or we can choose perspective, let suffering run off like the rain into the sea, to reveal the truth beneath the rock below, the peace and the floods of pain in the process, the promise that every scrap of our lives will be redeemed and reused as the builder makes us new, that every ounce of tragedy and ash will water and fertilize a garden of unimaginable beauty and fruit, that all of this goes somewhere, yields something, that perseverance will produce character, and character hope, that every tear really will be wiped away, that we will one day be complete, and that therefore, along the way, we can sing.
She likes to rock and roll and be broken famous, with the broken, the nameless, and the tape all their time. She likes to rock and roll, to be loud and honest, proud and androgynous, not searching for context. She likes to rock and roll, to teach her about herself and hide her anger, not depleting her mental health. She rock and rolled her way out of Poughkeepsie. She left her family so she could be right next to me. Well, do what you gotta do, but I would tell the truth, and I didn't ask you to. You might be something I cannot lose. We sound nothing like we did at the start. We made some rock and gave up on art. I hope you're happy, Mom, I wrote a happy song. Now let's hope that the world holds their remarks. I wanna buy a house without feeling doubt. I wanna change the world, but also change myself. I hope you're happy, Mom, I wrote a happy song. Here's the voice of an aspiring sellout. Darling, got your first taste of fame. I hope it tastes as good as you thought. Cause once you play the game, nothing's the same, and that fame might be all that you got. Cause I'd rather live with a broken heart than no heart at all, left with questions and remarks to narrate the fall. We'll paint a picture uncovered in gray and peel away inch every time we feel our love stray. So by the end we can look at the beautiful art that you and I made, if we don't already fade. We sound nothing like we did at the start. We made some rock and gave up on art. I hope you're happy, Mom, I wrote a happy song. Now let's hope that the world holds their remarks. I wanna buy a house without feeling doubt. I wanna change the world, but also change myself. I
Chapter 3, Part 1. Separation is normal. When asked why people break up, there is not one simple answer. A sense of self-knowledge and intentional awareness is a catalyst between the communication of two partners hoping to achieve emotional intimacy, but it can also expose desires that are not shared between said partners. Sometimes relationships end because partners evolve over time. Sometimes they end because one partner does not feel deserving of love. Sometimes they end due to infidelity or thoughts of such actions. And sometimes, maybe more often than not, they just end. Similarly to people, sometimes love can die unexpectedly, because sometimes the ego of one partner can suffocate the shared joy. Everything ends.
I don't know where I stand, so just watch me fall apart. 'Cause I know I'd break my hands just holding your heavy heart. Are we gonna be emotionally compromised? Will we compromise emotion? The hot and cold get old, but the lukewarm we spit out. Are we gonna be tonally on opposite sides, or will we compromise our devotion? I wanted to stay away from our usual form, but not live in doubt. I don't wanna learn my lesson. I want to learn what this death is. I wanna know what being alive can feel like, and I'll be alright. Do you wanna understand? Do you wanna be understood? Can we somehow reprimand our love, our hands, our hearts are no good? We built these gallows before we knew who they were for. We're feeling shallow. I hope you know I don't want you to love me anymore. So wear black at our wedding to mourn the loss of my dignity, and make sure our love is out of your pure empathy and not just misplaced pity. And we sing, do you wanna understand? Do you wanna be understood? Can we somehow reprimand our love, our hands, our hearts are no good? Do you wanna understand? Do you wanna be understood? Can we somehow reprimand? We'll fight our fight and hide if we could.
When asked if she could live without him, she replied, "Let me be your violent smile. It might hurt, but you will look happy. That is what I need. I need to hurt you, so you can be happy."
There's a solution to every problem. And we're in this together, and I love you. And I don't want you to leave, because we're here together, and we're not going to make it out alive without each other. Please don't go. Stay.
I chased away a prophecy, cause there's a side of me that subscribes to thrive in apathy. This blasphemy redeemed the seams inside of me, feeling better for the red letters and the sake of breaking from the fair weather to fulfill my capacity. When my love for anything is a mirage of joy with petty jokes and laughing. I wanted to be the next prophet, but once I got sick, I started chasing profits, performing for an audience and plotting this artifice of sacrifice and rolling dice to silence the mistress, kissing the lips of a nihilist. Every secret I've ever had is back on a discount rack for sale to a consumer that doesn't know any better. Living in this fair weather, Cause I can't love anything that doesn't look like me, but doesn't love like you. And I learned to love Jesus before I learned to love me. And now I can see why I have this fast-paced, in-your-face approach to grace, but no self-esteem. So I desperately sing, one time for the sake of payment, one time for the sake of rendering, one time for the sake of self-proclamation, but saying it's all for ministry, hindering the thinning of the petty weeks I spent writing and fighting the silence. The past doesn't change because the future tells it to, and I'm telling you, I'm selling you the swelling youth and melting skin within this dim-lit broken fist to finally bow and salute. Cause I love you. And I fed a soul truth, made another excuse, because it's easier to say I love you too than to point blank say I love you. It's nothing but a broken melody, and I'm sorry, but I'm still listening, cause I was not smart enough to question this, but I was foolish enough to try. Once we get honest, it's so pretentious, but watered down is so cowardice. And I'm a little bit of both, trying to push a boulder up a mountain just to watch it fall, praying to God it doesn't fall again. Every thought that ate me alive was published for public consumption. Is there anything more pathetic than packaging honesty as entertainment? Existing in extremes, feeding pain and big dreams were the epitome of self-hate, what were the epitome of self-praise, and none of us know what love means. So darling, salt the wound so I don't forget that every moment I'm not with you is a moment I'm in regret. And I love you now, but I won't know you when I'm dead, cause our response to a generation that did too little was to do too much. Now we're both sick, cause I saw when you were drowning and I was wearing a grin. So I'll leave you now before the thick of it, cause darling, I can promise you this, I love you, but I'm also sick. And I hope you can see someday this will make sense. Like back when I told you I was old, I told I'd make some money. We'll shove out another hit and call it Nicole. And every echo needs a voice, and every echo has a choice. But I didn't choose you. I think I'm almost happy here, but I will never regret venturing despite fear. Because everyone wanted me to see that we could not thrive. So if this is reality, then I guess I don't regret the nights I thought that I had died. Cause sometimes I feel like nothing, and nothing ever changes when changes consume me through these changing stages. Everything we could have done differently is now just a memory. And the love I hoped for is hanging on a rope, and it's funny how artistic we become when our hearts are broken through this constant collapse and thought of relapse. I guess it's safe to throw our bones back in the sea. I guess it's safe to throw our bones back in the sea. With this salt water for blood and fear of falling in love, I'm almost happy here, but I'm still moving. I just want us to run wild, young beauty. Because I always thought I would be okay, and some days I still feel the same, but every day the same way I feel afraid to embrace grace. Cause I know I don't deserve it, and I know that I can't earn this, and I know that I can hurt this heart that I've grown within. But it's a given to even someone as sick as me. Now I can breathe seeing that I'm not living in apathy. So I guess we'll throw our bones back into the sea. I guess it's safe to throw our bones back into the sea. Come with me. And I hope I stay alive, cause ghosts can't love through this broke love and turn to above. In a quick dash, feel the impact on this car crash and pray to God I can be forgiven and have my friends back. Where we sleep is where we dream, and I haven't slept for days. REM cycles are a memory of when I was sitting in a dorm room, thinking of how much greener the grass would be if I became a touring act someday. But now I'm dreaming or sinking, most nights they feel the same, since I can lose one friend, lose all friends, and still not keep those demons at bay. And I said all my friends are trees with roots in the earth. It hurts as the branches in a community we've labeled our hearts into a collective scene, into a collective faithless stream of empty courage and empty hearts. Hollow light, hollow lovers always falling apart. So I'll love life and let go and try my best to understand there's nothing new to know. Though I didn't say it's true, I still feel the same, like I died with you. And I feel the strain taking 2 steps back on these wooden floorboards. I'll beg for more and pray this isn't just a retrospective moment, not just a soul begging for catharsis, but rather the start of a new me and a real movement. God forgive me!
I know we haven't talked in a while. I know I've ignored your calls. But I miss you tonight.
Bible used to know my name, with heaven's weeping holy tears. Love that tastes like sweet champagne, and chasing after hollow fears.
I've been staring at walls and I've been praying to this ceiling fan that moves the air in the room in a way that no human can. I've been ignoring my calls and I've been hoping for another man to sweep her off her feet so she's happy without my hands. Cause I'm so ready to be loved, but I can only pour out once I'm full. I'm ready to turn back to dust, but I cannot ignore the fact that I always play the fool. I'm sure I'm fine, I just don't want to check. I'll let this set a while longer, feel stronger, and then forget that my silence is as deep as my lack of sleep, my sense of peace and my lasting defeat. Darling, I know this hurts, but promise me someday you'll be happy, so this pain means something.
The Bible used to know my name, with heaven's weeping holy tears. Love that tastes like sweet champagne, and chasing after hollow fears. The Bible used to know my name, with heaven's weeping holy tears. Love was lost when love's again, hoping I'll feel at home, my dear.
The night before our first interaction was an embracive exploration of nothing or everything, depending on how you choose to perceive dreaming. I spent an eternity in 4 seconds focusing on the thought that maybe love was just hormones, chemical abnormalities, or social cravings. But then I met myself for the first time when I made a lifelong promise that I knew I could keep, cause prior to my suicide, I thought lifelong promises were always selfish, or at least seated in some sort of embellished lie we choose to believe. But I've been told enough times that I'm going insane to still want to breathe.
The Bible used to know my name, with heaven's weeping holy tears. Love that tastes like sweet champagne, and chasing after hollow fears. The Bible used to know my name, with heaven's weeping holy tears. Love was lost when love's again, hoping I'll feel at home, my dear.
I miss you so much, and I need you in my life. So please stay. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me after everything that's happened.